they've really been on such a roll, and I think that the Liberty have learned a lot about their group this season. They're young, they have quite a bit to still learn, but they've seen that, hey, with the right pieces, we can really dominate and win games, even missing 2 of their best players. So a really good sign for the Liberty.
Well, how about the play of Marcus Keene? This guy has played so well. He's had a couple of games where he's scored 40 points. He scores in such a variety of ways. I love to see a guy who's 5'8", plays in the mid-majors at Central Michigan, really tear it up. His little shake and bake action, he gets to the rim. He was under-recruited and undervalued as a player. And the fact that he's done so well, I would love to see that continue, because it's good for basketball when you see a mid-major guy do as well as he's done.
How important is it for you guys to be playing your best basketball as we enter February? This is just a player who's been red hot lately, especially from the perimeter. She can do it all, though. She can penetrate. She comes off of screens like no other. She finds open players when she gets the opportunity. Just an all-around good player. This woman is just a basketball legend. She'll rip your heart out with her competitive nature, which is what makes her such a winner and such a pleasure to watch. In my day, this was the player that every single little girl looked up to.
They're number 1 until someone knocks them off. I mean, that's the bottom line. And this year is the year to beat them, if you're going to beat them, because they did lose 3 of their main players. They lost the big 3, especially Breanna Stewart.
And Stanford is in a 3-way tie for first place right now. They're rolling, and yeah, they really want to put themselves in that position to be able to win come conference tournament time. It's right around the corner, and Utah would love to get a consecutive win off that Cal win. They've never beaten Stanford, so this is a big game for them. Nice job rotating over Erica McCall, the senior, knowing, hey, I got to be there on the help side. That's something that Tara Vanderveer stresses every year. Coach, you guys had the most points you've scored in a quarter in that first quarter. How much was that zone enabling those openings? And Memphis has really gotten hot, and it's been because of behind the arc. And KJ Lawson banging one from distance, and Memphis is up 1. Well, he's 31 points shy of tying the school record, so we kind of expect he might come out with a little firepower tonight because he's been doing it all year. This is a guy who's been such a leader for this squad, and he's averaging 18 a game. It's second in the MAC. He can do it all. He's not a big player, only 5'8", but he can penetrate and get into the lane like no one else in the league. He can pop and spread the defense from the perimeter. He's got the mid-range game going for him as well. So he is someone that really is the engine to their car, if you want to say it like that, but he's playing extremely well. And it starts with Justin Robinson. Look how he just controls the tempo. He tells everybody where to go, and then he makes the move and gets to the hole with the finish. And then at the other end, this is up in transition. A beautiful pass. It's very simple. Stewart nails the 3. Kyle, what are some of the things that you like about the women's game? Maybe you see a big difference in the men's game versus the women's here.
There's a lot more parity in women's basketball this year. Last year, we saw 3 new teams go to the Final Four. So that sent a message out to the rest of the country. Hey, if these teams can get there, then we can. And this year, UConn is still good, don't get me wrong, but they're beatable. They're a team now that has had a lot closer victories than in the past. When Breanna Stewart was there, they were blowout games. So I think that's good for women's basketball. A team can beat them. If you're going to do it, you got to do it this year.
It's always important. I mean, they want to win games at home when they get the chance, because they're going to be gone for quite some time. And they've played really well at home, and they've shown that tenacity, that ability to step up, and they've got that depth. So I'm interested to see how the chemistry is with this group tonight. Well, the defense of the Liberty has been stifling on Diana Taurasi. You see here, she comes off the double screen, but Shavonte Zealous, how about her ability to get through the screen, hustles through it, gets a piece of that shot. Give a lot of credit to Zealous. Zealous is one of the best defenders on this team. We knew that talking to her prior to the game. You're going to have a tall order with Taurasi, but she is always up for that challenge. Dave, you guys went over 5 minutes there without scoring. How do you avoid those kind of droughts in the second half? It's been passing that has been really key. And you look at this pass right here, and you see how there are 3 players on Navy that are on the block area. You find the open player and kick it out there to Murray, and then Murray makes the extra pass, and that's what I love about this. Morris nails the 3. It's all about the dribble penetration, and this is the other play that is getting Hovren open. You can't leave a player like Hovren. Look at this right here as you freeze it, how open she
is you've got a player here, everybody looking at the ball. You have to see the ball and your man, or a player like her is going to catch it, and she is going to kill you in the paint with that much space, and if she's that deep.
It's amazing. They graduated 3 studs in Stewart, Jefferson, and Tuck, but the amazing part is they haven't skipped a beat or had a setback. This team has bought into Gino's system. They know their roles, and they haven't even scratched the surface of how good they could be. There are so many reasons that they're good, but look at this spacing right here. This is a very unselfish team. One of the most unselfish UConn teams I've seen, but they're always good passers. They move the ball deliberately, and you've got to love that as a team. And then they also defend, and when they defend, they get steals, and they look up the court to get it in transition. This is a team that runs the floor intentionally, and they can really kill you with easy looks.
Sugar. She'll take it.
Sugar, you guys just snapped a 3-game losing streak. How important is this game, this win, for your confidence? You guys did it decisively.
She's a gamer, to say the least. Talk about it. She didn't even have the greatest shooting day, Anne-Marie. And she comes up here, she gets herself open first of all, stops and pops in transition, and finishes the 3. And she pushed that. I mean, that was an incredible play.